excited. I'm excited for two things because I know 2024 is going to be a great year. Now, why should I still be talking about expecting 2024 to be a great year? Because we are just in the first quarter and so much has happened and so much is promising to come. That's one thing I'm excited about. The next thing that I'm excited about is that we have a great guest with us here today. For your information, you're tuned to Now Tell Us. At Now Tell Us, we have guests come and tell us stories, they come and inspire us, they come and teach us a subject that is passionate to them and can be helpful to us. Today we have a coach. His name is Darrell Andrews, otherwise known as Coach D. And if you think I'm excited right now, blame him. Please, because we met before this and wow, he's quite a guy. So don't you go anywhere. Please share this episode with all your friends. If you have a question, ask. He will answer. I know he has all the answers and he's here to tell us. And if you have any comment about this podcast, we love feedback. So we thank you in advance. And now, because I don't want to waste one more minute, because Darrell has so much to tell us. Why don't you join me as we go together to meet our special guest today, Darrell Andrews. Here we go. Hi, Darrell.
Man, what an introduction. You talking about I got you fired up. I'm fired up now.
Yeah, you got me fired, and I shifted the blame on you.
Oh, I'm blaming you because that was an awesome intro. Thank you
Yeah,
so much. Thank you so
because
much.
there's that's time I could be speaking and people are like, what's up with this guy? Did he take something?
Yeah, man. Well, we got some fire that we're about to share now. And everyone out there, go get your pens, your pads. Don't get caught up in just a message. Get ready to take notes because we're not just trying to inspire you, we're trying to give you strategy and information. And I have a saying that I use a lot, and it's simply this, Anthony. Motivation without information is simply a good conversation. We need to have strategy to
Hey,
get
hey, hey,
to
hey,
great
hey, hey,
results.
hey, hey, hey. You're losing the people. You're losing. Give them a moment to put that down. But anyway, they're
Yes,
gonna watch it and rewatch it
yeah,
so that they get that.
yes,
So,
yeah.
but I'm just tempted to ask you to repeat that. Motivation without information
Information
is
is
just a
simply a good
conversation.
conversation. How many
Like I
people do you know that say they're going to do something, they feel good about it, and
said,
then 2 months later you ask them, they say, "Oh yeah, I forgot."
so many, so
A
many,
lot, a
so
lot,
many.
a
I've met
lot.
with a lot of people that tell me, "Hey, Anthony, I would like to have a show of my own, and I'm dreaming
Mhm.
of being on TV." But and then
Mm.
I'm asking them, "You can start with a podcast. It's just turn on the camera, speak there, and they say,
Yeah,
oh yeah, I'm gonna do that.
yeah,
1 year,
yeah.
2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and they're still there."
I know people. I have written books. I'm up to. I have two more I'm writing now. It'll be my 10th books. Right. I know people that have said they're going to write a book, and 8 years later they don't have a book. And so you
Mhm.
start realizing um, they're not. It's really frustrating. I think to have a dream to do something and never do it.
Yeah.
I would just rather say don't say anything. So don't say I'm going to write a book. Don't say I'm going to start a business, and just
Oh,
do it. Just do it and let people see.
there we are on the same page. I usually, if I have a
Mm.
goal, I have a big dream, sometimes I'm always tempted not to say anything until I
Hmm.
do something, because I risk, if I say something and I'm not willing to do it, then I risk
Yeah.
being
Mm.
shaming myself for things that I
Yeah.
promised and I did not deliver. But anyway, from this
Mm.
point onward, I'm going to just keep quiet because I want to harvest. Let me get a pen and paper. And everyone out there, please get a pen and paper. Let's get going into
Yes.
getting more in 2024. As we can see here, we are being watched from around the world. By the way, where are
Mm.
you, coach?
I am in a beautiful town called Winter Park, Florida. We're right outside of Orlando, Florida. So yeah,
Yeah, that's wonderful. And
yeah.
I am in Athens, Greece, and here
Mhm.
we are being watched from Sweden by Shayla. Thank you, Shayla.
Hey,
Please
Shayla.
ask questions, Shayla, and take notes, and let's get going. And everyone else
I
who's
was
up,
in Athens last year on a cruise, so I was
how
there.
how did we miss that opportunity? Just wish that
Yeah, I
we
was there.
knew each other back then, because I could be more fired than I am right now.
I love Athens. Beautiful
Okay,
place. Yeah.
let's get going. This is
Yes, sir.
2024. We are counting. We are not done the 100 days that we usually give some governments to do something within their first 100 days.
Mhm.
Then this is an opportunity to get the rest of the 200 days up and running and achieving
Yeah.
more.
Hmm.
The stage
Yes.
is yours, sir. You're a
Yes.
speaker. You have
Yes.
got some.
Well, let me
Right.
let me start. Let me start by saying, okay. So people always look at years and say, okay, this is the year I'm going to do X, Y, Z. And this is what they make, Anthony. They make a New Year's resolution. I'm
Mm,
going to lose weight. I'm going to start that business. I'm going to accomplish X, Y, Z. We hear it all the time. As a
yeah.
matter of fact, around November, December, a lot of goals coaches and all that make a whole lot of money because everybody's like gung ho, ready to go, right? But this is what I tell people, and this is your first note: get rid of the resolution and make a resolve. A resolve.
I've canceled the resolution.
Get it. Stop doing that to yourself.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. Make a resolve. See, a
Mhm.
resolve is an inner thing where I say, I don't even have to tell you what I'm going to do. You're going to see it.
Mm, mm.
I don't need your approval. I don't need your pats on the back. I don't need your attaboys, attagirls. This is for me, and I'm going to do it for me. And so you're just going to see the end result of it. Like if it's a lady to say, our guy say, I'm going to lose weight. Then they look up in first quarter, you lost 25 pounds. And people are like, how did you do that? I made a resolve.
Let's go back a
I
bit.
didn't make a resolution. I didn't make a
Yes,
resolution.
let's go back a bit, and let's put people in the picture of where we are right now. But
Mm-hmm.
best way to put people into the picture of where we are right now is
Yes.
understanding where we are coming from.
Yep.
Where is Darrell coming from? Was he born where he is right now? Did he move there? What was he like when growing up before
Yeah.
we come to now share this wonderful story? And
Well, I'll tell you this. I was raised by a single mom in Syracuse, New York. We were on what we call here the public welfare system. You know, uh, my mom and dad things didn't quite work out for them, and so he left early. And I always people I didn't hold grudges for that. It is what it is. And I had a relationship with my father, so it wasn't like we weren't. I won't say we were close, but I knew him and he knew me, and we had moments. But the point being, from those days to now, one thing my mother instilled in me as a young boy was the understanding that the things that you're going to do with your life starts right here in your head. It's what you think. If you, it's kind of like what Henry Ford said years ago when he created the Model T. He said, if you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right.
there you go.
You're absolutely right. So
Yeah.
my mother instilled that in me, but she just didn't instill it in me. She showed it by example. She was a middle school dropout. She went back to school. She was living in poverty. She landed a job with the airlines, and now we're going from poverty to traveling all over the United States and the world for free. So she didn't just say it, she showed it. And so I watched this as a kid, and I said, if my mom's single, raising these two boys, don't have much on her mom, what more can I do? And so I said, I'm going to be a first generation college graduate. And so I ended up, and there's a story in the book called Chicken Soup for the African American Soul. Yes, there is a chicken soup for the African American soul
Whoa.
that tells my story called Five Garbage Bags in a Dream.
Whoa.
And it showed how I showed up on my college campus with everything in five garbage bags. True story. Uh, I would take up the whole show trying to share it. So we have to revisit and come back to that story.
Mm,
But because of the bold move that I made, had no money, had no resources, and nothing, I ended up a first generation college graduate. And so now, find a beautiful woman, systems engineer at a nuclear facility. When I met her, here I am, college graduate, working for a Fortune 500 company. We come together, have 4 kids, and now we're living that thing called the American dream. The point I'm making is this. The seed that was planted in me as a little kid led to where I am today. We got to realize that words, and please, there's a note, words are seeds.
Sure.
Words are seeds.
Sure.
And so the words we say to people, but listen to this, Anthony, the words we say to ourselves are going
Hmm.
to produce a big old tree of some type.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
That's going to either advance us or hinder our growth. So I'm grateful. I lost my mom last June, and I'm okay. She was 81
Oh,
years old, beautiful woman, lived a good long life, had some medical issues, but I understand from that time to now, it starts right here.
exactly.
And if I allow people to take this from me through their words and through their actions, and or try to create my mindset for myself, if they try to tell me who, I said, no, 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 you have no idea
You
who
have
I am.
no idea.
You
So
have
we're
no
gonna
idea.
protect these. We're gonna protect what we have.
Protect this. Yeah,
Protect it. Just
yeah. There's a Bible scripture that says, guard it with all diligence, man. Don't let anybody get in here
yeah.
and tell you who you are. This is what I said to people: show them who you are.
And then we go back to where we began. We said things that we are going to do, achieve, but then we
Yep.
don't do. The-
We don't.
Now let's stop saying. Let's stop saying. Let's start doing. Let the people. And it's good that you bring us to the picture where you were brought up. It's not what your mother told you; is what your mother did, and you learned from there. And
Watched it.
the words that she said were more powerful now because she was doing exactly what she was saying.
Yep.
Now,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
go ahead. Go ahead. This
So
is your.
you said this about the mom, so I have to say something funny. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
This is a little hilarious. Power of words.
Yeah.
So, as you can see, I speak, train, and coach for a living. This is what I do. I mean, I get a chance to work with companies, big corporations, small businesses, and individuals who want coaching and different things. So we do it all. But when I was a little boy, I was the one in the family that always had something to say.
Mhm.
So the linguistic gift started when I was born. It was always there. So
Okay.
my mom, I was the one in the house that, mom would say something, I would have a response. You know what I mean? Or mom would say, clean up the room, and I would have something to say about that, maybe if I didn't feel like cleaning up my room, right? So I was, quote unquote, what they call the mouthy one. But you know what my mother said? And this is for leaders, this is for parents. I want you to get what she said. This is what I mean by the power of words.
Yeah.
Check out what she said, Anthony. She wouldn't tell me, boy, shut your mouth. Boy, you're talking too much. You know what she would say? One day you're going to use that mouth to make a difference.
And now you're doing it. And now you're doing it. Now,
Words.
because and it's good that you say this because there's a lot of parents who, when children are doing whatever it is they are doing, they take that
Mhm.
opportunity to implant the wrong words on the children. They will start cursing the children because of situations
Mhm.
that they find themselves. And you can always now, and it's good you refer to the Bible. I'm going to refer to the Bible
Mhm.
at this point. There's this
Mhm.
man known as Saul. Now, Saul is doing something negative. He's going around killing Christians. He has
Mhm.
passion for it. We are talking to the chief passion officer here. Now, now, Paul has so much passion in what he's doing,
Yes,
even
you
though
did.
it's the wrong thing. But God saw this opportunity to take this person and use the passion that he has to transform the kingdom of God in a way that
Yes.
we live to remember up to today.
Yes.
So
Yes.
whatever
Mhm.
wrong could be happening, we can always transfer it. We can always transition it into the good that we desire.
And you know what's really amazing about that story?
Tell me.
Notice when he had that Damascus Road experience, it said the scales fell off of his eyes.
Yeah.
This is what we're trying to get people to see. It's what you see. See,
What?
he went into that experience seeing one thing and came out seeing another.
Mhm.
And we can do the same thing. We can, change and transform our mind by renewing our minds to see the potential we possess.
Yeah.
Because Paul saw himself as a potential to be a killer of Christians. And then
Hmm.
later on, he was going to be the one that wrote 3/4 of the New Testament. It's a totally different conversation.
Totally different, totally different. So it's not a matter of whatever
Mhm.
situation the person who's listening to us right now is
Mhm.
going through or is doing,
Yep.
is a matter of what happens from here. This is an
Yep.
experience you're having. You're meeting
Yes.
with a coach, Coach D.
Mm.
He's actually known as America's
Mhm.
passion coach, the
Yes.
chief passion officer. I have
Mhm.
had a taste of him before we started. You're having a taste of him now, right here. What happens from here to you?
Yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah. And
Yeah,
so,
go ahead.
so we ended up, the thing with the mom, and then I went on to college and got the degree, and then I went to work for a Fortune 500 company.
Mm,
And that changed my mindset because now I'm around all these high level professionals. See, here's a saying that I want people to write down. Here's a second note: show me your friends, and I'll show you your future.
show me your friends. I'll show you your future.
Show me the people you hang around, and I'm going to show you what you're going to become. So
Mm,
now I'm in this fortune with these Fortune 500 executives, and they're thinking at such a high level. I wasn't raised that way. So now I'm like, how am I going to make it in this group? These folks are thinking and talking millions and billions of dollars, and we were just trying to get a meal in our home. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
so now, but this is what I said to myself way back then: listen and learn.
listen,
Just listen and learn.
listen,
and,
and
and stay in the environment, because then ultimately you're going to pick up what they know, and you're going to have that knowledge now, and you can use that knowledge to advance your life. So that company experience for over a decade helped to turn me into a professional,
mm,
turned me into a person that could lead people,
mm-hmm.
taught me how turned me into a person that can see things that don't exist and create them.
Wow, wow, wow. Let me take a glass of water.
You see, why? Because of who I was associated with. I was with a Fortune 30 company worth hundreds of billions of dollars, and now I'm learning. And so here I am now interacting with this person and that person. And this was people on the job. People like, I can't stand my job. Listen, let me tell you something. Some of those jobs are trying to teach you things that you may use 5, 6, 7 years from now to totally transform your life. You
Mm,
see, so that company, if I would have been attitudinal and said, I don't want to work for these folks, and who are they? No, I sat back and listened and learned, because there were executives there that taught me leadership skills that I did not possess.
mm,
You see? And
mm-hmm.
so this is my next point of reference. Whatever you do it with excellence.
Whatever you
If you
do it
do
with
it excellent.
excellence.
If
Yeah.
you're working on the job, don't get with the complaining group. Get with the group that's trying to advance.
Mm-hmm.
Because you may leave it one day. But instead of leaving it with an attitude and leaving it with, I hate this place, and leave it, you may leave it with mentors. You may leave it with influence. You may leave it with people that are willing to help you. Because guess what? You were operating in excellence, and people are like, God. So when I was in Fortune Corporate, I was one of the best sales reps in the medical diagnostics fields of that entire company. When I did training, I was one of the best trainers they ever had. And when I left, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
This guy contributed to us. See, here's another saying: give, and it shall be given unto you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Give and it will be given unto you.
To you.
Yep.
So operate in excellence and build relationships with people that are advantageous to you and that person for many years.
Mm-hmm.
You see,
Mm-hmm.
many years. So that's the second phase of my life. That second phase was, man, I took that knowledge and I said, you know what? This is what we're going to do. And I'll tell you something, Anthony, that's what led me to where I am today. You know what I mean? It was that foundational building block of my mother's words, the corporate experience, learning and growing, that carved me into this professional that didn't exist prior to that, that now can stand in front of anyone and share information that's going to be valuable to them. It doesn't matter who it is, because I've been around all government leaders and corporate leaders, and it doesn't even matter. I mean, we're just, I love this. Look at the gift of reciprocity. Look at people, your audience already popping stuff in here, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Thank you, Mishka.
exactly what it's all about right there.
The gift
Because
of
people,
rest.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the
Yeah.
gift. And if you don't know that, it's going to be all about you, and you're going to blow an opportunity to be able to advance through your relationship with others. And I'll digress from there.
Worth it, worth it, worth it. Wow. Wow. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And you talk, you tell us that you've been around all the executives. And by the way, at some point you mentioned that you were somewhere in Greece last year
Mhm.
on a cruise ship.
Yes.
Tell us other countries that you've been to. How far have
Oh,
you gone around the world?
oh gosh, man. We love Africa. We spend a lot of time in Nairobi over in Kenya.
That's
You
where I
know,
come from. That's where I
oh,
come
there you go, man. There it is. We love Nairobi.
from.
We've been
How
there
was
a
the
lot.
experience there before you
Oh,
go to
love
other
it,
place?
love it, loved every ounce of it. My daughter actually started a nonprofit to help some of the kids over there, and then
Whoa,
that opened up doors for me to go speak over there.
whoa, whoa, whoa. That's
you
wonderful.
know,
So it's still
but
there?
yeah, oh yeah, we still are very active. We still very actively go over there. But and I've been to Amsterdam. I've been to England. You know what I mean. I've been to Italy, Rome, Greece, Naples. Places like that. I've been to Turkey. Ephesus, different places, Istanbul. So we've been a lot of places, man. Lots of places.
You're
Lots
blessed.
of places.
You're
Yeah.
blessed. You're
Yes. Yeah.
blessed.
We've been a lot of places, man.
Wow, wow, wow.
Hmm. Yeah. Somebody's mom is from Greece, according to the
Thank
chat.
you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mishka says that her mom is from Greece, and
Yes.
yeah, and I'm in
Mm-hmm.
Greece right now. It's a wonderful place. We welcome people
Mm-hmm.
to come here, and
Mm-hmm.
also uh,
Mm-hmm.
Mishka dreams of going to Africa. Now, I
Mm-hmm.
talk about achieving dreams. Now we have a coach here who can talk about
Yeah.
Mishka achieving her dream to go to Africa. Can you give her a
Yeah.
few points how she can
Yeah.
accomplish her
A
dream?
couple a couple of things I would say to Mishka is simply this. Number one, decide where you want to go in Africa. Make it a place that because Africa is a continent. So
Some confuse it with a country.
yeah,
Some
if
confuse
you think
it
it's
with
a
a country.
country, no,
Hey,
it's a
where are you
continent.
from? I'm from Africa, and they're country. Okay, okay, I
No,
get
I
it.
mean, are you from Nigeria? Are you from? So people don't. That's the first thing, and
Yeah.
then once you decide if it's South Africa, if it's wherever you may want to go, study the culture a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What is it like there? What would be of interest for me to want to go there and participate, right? And so, and then secondly, understand this, okay? Understand this that people always think that when you travel globally, it's expensive. You'd be surprised some of the deals you can get to go to some of these places where it's not that expensive. So let's say if you want to go to Nairobi and a round trip ticket may cost you, I don't know, $900. Throw a dollar amount on there. You may say, I don't have $900. Well, you know what? Say next summer, I'm going to save up enough money to buy this ticket. I'm going to put it aside maybe $50 a month to set into I might call it my Africa fund, my Nairobi fund. And when I get that ticket with hotels and all of that, I'm going to buy that ticket and I'm going to go. But you got to realize that when you get there, you got to understand it's not the United States. So you got to understand how the transportation system works, how to get around, things like that. And so understand, how am I going to get from A to Z? Like Nairobi has Uber, so you can even Uber in Nairobi. So there's things like that. So just do your homework, save your money, and plot out what you're going to do while you're there. You know what I mean? Don't just say I'm going to this place. I want to go to this specific place while I'm here, this specific place while I'm there. And so, but the big thing is to look at the finances and see what it's going to cost, study the culture where you want to go. Yeah, I haven't been all over Africa. I have not. I've been to a few places, but the place I know is like a second home to me now. I can go there and literally get around everywhere. So, big thing is without spending too much time here is have a plan. It could be for 6 months from now, or it could be from a year from now. And as she mentioned, she's a retired children. There's a place there that we go to. It's called Happy Life Children's Home. I'll give you that name, Happy Life Children's Home, and that's where we spend a lot of our time serving. You'll be able to help a lot of children if you go visit there. Hmm.
Okay, that's good. So Happy Life Children's School.
Yeah, so Children's Home. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
children's
They
home
have
rather.
3 or 4. They have 3 or 4 different locations in Nairobi, and one in Juja Farm. You
Okay,
know,
oh,
one
that's
one
beautiful.
in Juja Farm. Yes. Hmm.
That's that's beautiful. So Mishka, there you are. There you are. You don't have an excuse now because you've been given.
You've been coached.
Yes, you've been coached. You've been coached. And by
Yes.
the way, then she says thank you. She says thank you. And even
Mm-hmm.
before we come to we approach the end, maybe how can she follow up with you? Because maybe she would want more coaching, or maybe someone who's listening would say, "Hey, I would want to connect with this
Yeah.
coach. He can help me achieve my dreams." And how do we
Yep.
go about it?
Well, I'm gonna put in the I'm gonna put in the chat feature my 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 website, which is coachdspeaks.com. Now that link is not going to take you there, but that's what you would look for. You know, for
Okay.
those that are, as a matter of fact, I think it's the same private. So I don't know if I can, but it's my website is coachdspeaks.com.
There it is.
Coachdspeaks.com. But I'm also on Instagram under Darrell, Darrell, Coach D Andrews. Mm-hmm. All right.
Uh-huh.
And so on Instagram, and I'm on LinkedIn for Coach D Speaks, Darrell Andrews. So there's multiple ways you can get to me. My website is
Yes, and
Coach.
you're also on TikTok.
I'm also on TikTok as well.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm Coach D, Darrell Coach. I think I'm Coach D on TikTok. I can't remember specifically what I am there.
Uh-huh.
But the point is we have social media presence all over. And so you can always DM me and we can meet there. But we coach and we have, man, we I'm gonna tell you something. I always tell my coachees, be it business coaching or life coaching or goals coaching, that I'm not one of those folks that put a bunch of stuff on social media just to become your coach. I'm very serious about this profession. And
Hmm.
so when we coach, you're going to be coached by a professional, not someone that's going to give you a bunch of media hype just to get you to sign up for our program. I like to see people hit their goals. And so I'm not gonna do that to folks. This is not. I don't have to be honest with you, because life is good and I got a great career. But I like to see people achieve their goals and dreams. So if you make me your coach, guaranteed you're gonna have a real coach. Not
Yeah,
someone that's
yeah.
just trying. Yeah,
I
a
can
real coach.
assure
A
you. I can
real
assure you.
coach. A real
Now
coach.
you've had it. He's already told us so much right now.
Mm,
So you can
mm.
just imagine the kind of coaching that you're going to be having with Darrell.
Yeah.
Yes, and Mishka is in the background. She's already trying to follow you.
Yep. There you go.
She actually says
Mm.
that she loves you.
Oh yeah. Well, we love you too. We love you too.
Yeah,
We
you're
love
so
you too.
precious.
Yeah.
She kind of changed that O to I just to anyway.
Hey man, listen, it's all good. We appreciate the participation.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mishka. Thank you very, very much. And everyone else who's watching, I usually discover there are a lot of people who are watching and gaining some insights from these episodes. And so there's someone who's watching and taking notes and not saying anything. Now, to you
Mm,
out there who's watching and listening, uh, take those notes seriously from Darrell
mhm.
Andrews,
Yep.
Coach D, rather.
Yes. Yeah. If I can say one last thing, I would say
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
N- Number one, it's important to understand that knowledge is power, and and discipline is freedom. You know, you, this year, my word for this year is discipline. Because Serena Williams, the tennis star, said this. They were interviewing her, and they said, "What's your key to success?" She said, "Discipline." And she said, "Because discipline is the key to freedom." So if you say you're going to do something, do it, because at the end of that action is freedom. Is it financial freedom? Is it career? Whatever. But if you don't have the discipline to do it, you'll never get free. You constantly have struggles because you never hit that mark. Stay disciplined, stay focused. Tell people no when you have to, because some folks want to take up all your time, and stay focused on your dreams and goals. And then one day they'll see you hitting them. They say, "Wow, I haven't seen you in a while." Yeah, because I've been working on this.
disciplined working. And that
Yeah.
happens to everything now, as Darrell
Mm,
said, that he's written books. It took discipline.
mm.
I've written books. It took discipline.
Discipline.
Uh, Anything else that you want to achieve, you want to have a podcast like this one, it takes discipline for you to just plan for it, work at it. It takes discipline. So be committed to discipline, and in 2024, achieve what it is that you want to achieve,
Yeah.
that big dream that you have, because it's possible. And once
Yeah.
you take the words that have been shared with Dara here, you can
Mm.
actually go and achieve it.
Yeah. And I would say my last words will be just simply that: do it for you. We have a tendency as people to want to always be something for other folks, and that's a beautiful thing. But it's your life too. And I always tell people, love that person in the mirror, because guess what? You need to love that person, because that's the person that's going to get you to your destiny. That's the person that's going to get you to your destiny.
There
You
you
know,
go. There you
and that's my
go.
last words I got to share with y'all.
Yeah.
Last words.
I think you have so many last words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, that's my last words.
So,
Hmm.
so you've got that, and if I ask you for another last word, I know you share. But anyway,
That's all right. No, we're done. We're done.
we're done. We're done, and we actually didn't talk about your books. So come
Hmm.
back soon. I'm going to just. We've got so much in this. I want you to
Hmm.
come back soon. Now you come back and
Yes,
tell us about your books. We're gonna
I would
focus
love
on
to.
books in the near future,
Hmm.
and that's
I
the
would
near
love to.
future.
Hmm.
So this is wonderful, but unfortunately, our time is over, and we've got to be disciplined because we'd set to do this time. But before we go, we would just appreciate once more your appreciation for Darrell is special, but then let's appreciate all the viewers, all the listeners who are listening. Thank you very much, Mishka. Thank you, each and every other person who's listening or watching. Mishka says that she's going to share this episode with her friends, and she used to tell her students the same thing: discipline, structure.
Hmm. That's so important.
And
I'm
then
glad
she
she did
says,
because it's so important. A lot of
yeah,
folks don't realize how powerful that is. But thank you, Mishka.
yes, yes, and then she shares with us some other important quote there says that if you want something done, give it to a busy person, discipline and structure. Now, if you
Yep.
want some good coaching, give it to Darrell. He's a busy person.
Hmm.
Please honor his
Hmm.
dedication to coach you.
Hmm. Hmm.
Darrell,
Thank you.
Darrell,
Yes. Yes.
Coach D, we can't thank you enough.
No, thank you, man. I take any interview I take seriously because it's your audience and the folks here are coming for a reason. And I just hope that they got something out of this, man, because we both here because we care about people. So
Yeah,
that's what it's all about. Hmm.
yeah, exactly. And we thank you very much for taking your time to come and tell us everything that you've told us today. And I believe there's someone who's going to be successful. He's going to be someone who's going to achieve his biggest dream in 2024 just from
Hmm.
listening to this.
Yeah, and they need to come back and tell us too.
They need to, yes, please come back and tell us. But before
Uh,
you come back, don't forget, head over to www.coachdspeaks.com and
mm,
connect with Darrell.
thank you, sir.
Wow, this has been such a wonderful one. You've been listening to Now Tell Us. This has been your host, Anthony Muirore, and with our special guest today, Darrell Andrews, otherwise known as Coach D. We're saying until next time, it's bye for now. Bye.